Alrighty folks, welcome back to another episode of my Roman Empire playthrough. So in the previous episode guys, we have taken a massive amount of overextension. We're actually really overextended right now. And we're fighting the Poles. Of course, indirectly fighting their big ally here, the Russians, who are actually the second nation, essentially, after ourselves in terms of just about every aspect. But doing quite well against them. And it occurred to me that I'm going to want to siege down this settlement ASAP, because we're going to need that before we can fully annex Poland. Now, of course, I can go straight in against Sweden as our truce is up, and that's something that I intend to do. Somebody asked me, why did I release Norway and not Scandinavia, as we released Norway from Scandinavia, and I thought that that was a really obvious reason why, and it is because the whole reason we went into war against Scandinavia was because of his odd little colony that he had around and about in the trading company region, which I was unable, any province within inside the trading company regions, the Europeans in particular, have a tendency to just add to trade companies and never convert them. So that is the reason why I released Norway, because if I had released Scandinavia, we would not have achieved this one faith, essentially. Norway just has his little Norwegian provinces as opposed to so much more. But there's going to be an awful lot of tedium, I suppose. It's inevitable, this episode, guys, because we're waiting for our overextension, and I think we're going to be overextended even again after that. But luckily, we are getting close here to being able to piece out the Russians. We have, let's have a look. Oops. Okay, that's quite a scary stack. Let's consolidate a bit. I'm not just going to charge in there. Yeah, so we just about have the war score there. Length of war and his enthusiasm decreasing here, which I'm sure it will, are definitely going to be our key to victory. And I think that Sweden... Nice, never mind. I was worried about Swedish-Polish overlap in core. Excuse me. But it looks like we could go straight into Sweden if that's what we chose to do. Let's roll for a military advisor. Somebody commented, guys, do I have my military, my advisors maxed out at 5? And I don't. I do not. It seems, there we go, Roman. Very difficult. We're not that in desperate need for diplo points. It seems very difficult to get a advisor of our culture. And I really like this manpower advisor, actually, because we're in need of that. A lot of other people stressing about our manpower, guys. I'm not too concerned about it, I assure you. Like, yeah, I know, a lot of people, you know, mercenaries. I would be using the mercenaries, guys, if we needed them. We're doing fine. I'm not worried about our manpower being low. We've got a ton of mercenaries available at this stage. Okay, we're not as overextended, but we're still going to be overextended massively. Unfortunately, it seems inevitable. At this stage, we could achieve anything we wanted with mercenaries, and this is pretty much the hardest war that we're ever going to fight at this stage. In fact, stabilizing our country is probably harder than anything else. But we seem to be doing that well enough as well. Losing a little battle down there. I might be content with a rank 3 discipline. If I had a general there, it looks like we would have really whooped his behind. Oh wow, we seem to be blocked up on every direction, which doesn't actually seem right. No, I just can't retreat yet, you dummy. There we go. Let's retreat out of there, try to save some of our troops. That was a high development province, which lowers our overextension, of course. But as long as it's over 100, we are disappointed. So interested to see, guys. Oh man, this is so stressful, guys. This one faith is really going to come down to the wire. This is really quite crazy. I find it quite crazy. This game. The good news for me is if I don't get one faith here, I could easily get one faith on my Austrian game, as I have more than all of Europe. I think I have so much of Asia as well, and there's like 200 years remaining. Regardless, I don't want any consultation prize. We have to get that cheeky one faith because it's what we set out to do. Now Sweden is fighting war against somebody with religious ideas who's Orthodox, and perhaps he's losing. That's interesting. I'm trying to clean up these rebels, but they're quite annoying. The same could be said for any rebels, I suppose. We're on 2 forts. I think that Russia is somewhere sieging down our own land, like in China. Oh, he was there. He's got some forts, but it hardly has a significant effect on us compared to our forts, but also just sieging down his land in general, which we seem to be doing at a faster rate, even though I'm not going as crazy as I could be. So I'm hoping to fully annex Poland, which will be clean up this stain here. And then the only non-European Orthodox provinces will be in Scandinavia. Yeah, I do need to be at peace. See, I'm thinking about whether I should take Sweden or not, but I would want to be at peace in order to hand my provinces off to Norway. So we are going to go ahead and peace out, and then go in against Sweden. You can tell how slow things are chugging along here, guys, with the fact that this, you know, separatist settlement event has been here for so long. Alright, spend military points here, and we're kind of hoping that the Russians are done fairly soon, which means stay vigilant and siege stuff down. Now these Polish troops should not be scary if we outnumber him. Of course they have stronger ideas than we do, guys, and that's a really formidable general. But if we outnumber him dramatically with the troops that we have here, it should not be much of an issue. I'd like to catch those troops out because they're such a risk to our own troops which are wandering around. Probably going to get that event again. Surprised how long these forts are holding on as well. They're level 2 forts. They should fall with ease, but they're not. I mean, they are, but not as much ease as I would like. Okay, these are not being caught up right now. Thankfully, let's quickly rush there either way. So, we're definitely getting there. Hopefully, if this fort falls and I do something to this effect, I'm trying to sort of carpet siege him a bit, guys, but at the same time, he's got a lot of troops wandering around. You know, I don't want to go into tiny little stacks where I actually just get stack wiped everywhere that I move. You know, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Oh, Pomerania on the map. Released from Brandenburg. As long as he's Orthodox, we're good. Wait, what's this? Okay, you scared me. No, that was already there, I guess. It's just got a modifier which is going to go away. Yeah, and it's inside of Mainz, who has religious ideas. Alright, just don't... Just don't go full retard, please. Game. Don't be converted nothing around so I can't do it. The whole world must be Orthodox, I say. Alright, let's get a bit of a grasp of our military infantry composition. It's good enough. Good enough to do the job. Fort level 8. Let's rush down there with this big formidable stack. See if I can catch that stack as well. Really hate the fact that Canada is the Defender of the Faith, guys. I can buy it next year. I believe we can buy back the Defender of the Faith, which of course I will be doing when I can. He doesn't like it if you stand on a fort like that in terms of peace, desiring peace, so that's exactly what I'm going to do as we're getting pretty close here. Gotcha. Say good night, I say, Poles. Oh my goodness. Rebels all over the show. Feels bad, man. And they took that forward. It's only level 2, okay. We're good. Look how strong they are. Their morale's really high. But it's not going to be enough because we so dramatically outnumber them. Now, naturally, we only are becoming concerned, guys, when our overextension has disappeared in terms of our peace offer here. So, we are doing just fine in this war. Considering the size and scope of the war, we're being quite productive. I'm actually more concerned about this situation. Our provinces not continuing to core up due to these rebels. That's a pain. I think we did have a navy here. Whew, okay. We need more troops down here in India. See, I pulled a lot of our troops away to fight in this war. And Ming, as long as he doesn't have separatists on his land, then I'm going to be content with that. Okay, these guys are a bit dead. I can't cancel their movement. So let's just go ahead and delete them instead. Now, is Finland stated? It is. Okay. Good. This fort should fall pretty quickly. I'm counting on it. Koreans. Uh-oh. Koreans are preventing that from progressing. Not good. It must be changed. That needs to finish here. Okay, we're getting there with some of our core. Progress. So many Indians. This area looks quite safe right now from Ruskies nearby. They're really congregating around the this kind of region at the moment. Nice stack wipe of 10k. That's something to help demoralize the Russians. Has a small effect, I'm sure. 10k is a dent in his vast army. There we go. It took me a while to click on that province. The island. No! That's annoying. I think I'm not going to change the patriarchal situation just at the moment. Because we need that missionary strength. Alrighty, we got some dudes out here in Norway, so that 25k should do it. Wow, everything's going so slow right now while oops, I moved him unintentionally. I try to siege the Russians down. That's fort level 8 and it's occupied by the Poles, so I'm not very concerned about it at all. Does Sweden own any colonies or anything? It doesn't seem to be the case. Which is good. The Russians are really close at this stage. Really close to piecing out. There are the Poles retreating. It's good to see. So I'm pretty sure I could get out. Oh, okay, he must be involved in a battle somewhere. Just got a big boost to his modifier. Not sure. So I'm thinking about if I really want to move things along, guys. I'm getting a little bit antsy, and I'm thinking about, could we peace out the Russians, hand the land to Ming, right? So we're not too concerned about that overextension if we can get to peace. So we're waiting on the siege. So this war is completely dependent on that siege. And then I'm wondering, can we just, you know, release Poland or something like that? We'll be granting a lot of land, but I kind of feel like doing that. I feel like that would be worth it. We may find, it's a little bit hard to say with Warsaw there, are there more Catholic or Orthodox provinces? I think Orthodox, only just. We might find that the Poles are actually Orthodox and we don't have to force religion on them. Definitely interesting. Sorry to say he has humanist ideas, which I think he will have when we release him as well. But, yeah, I might release the Poles just to get back to war ASAP, because our overextension is going to be hardly existent at all, if you guys see what I'm saying. So the Russians are finally done. Okay, I'm going to wait on this here, and then, unfortunately, however, though, their enthusiasm could decide that they're gaining, so we do have to continue being a little bit vigilant. That's scary. Let's just bring him down with his friends. Alright. God dang it. I was really hoping that we'd get that. But it's 64% this month. Copenhagen. What's the island called, guys? Tell me. I don't know how to pronounce that. I know I'm probably pronouncing that poorly as well, but I know what the capital of Denmark is. I just don't know what the entire region, the island, is called. I mean, it says it right there, but I can't read Danish, because it's almost like they have a language of their own. Those guys over there. Hey, we've got a merchant from somewhere, lol. No idea, and I'm not sure I care either where to put him. It's almost like those Danes have a language of their own, but it might just be my imagination. I'll be really glad to say goodbye to these rebels. Leave me. Should we do a suicidal war here? Our infantry composition is so bad. It's not coring. Let's just wait for reinforcements. I think I would do a suicidal war there if we were waiting for our core. Alright, Copenhagen. Yes, there it is. Okay. Let's get out of this bloody war, please. I guess it's quite stressful, but yeah, let's do one last double check that the Russians don't have any religious provinces, which we haven't already selected, and it's quite hard to see, but I think that's it. Worst case scenario, we truce break, and speaking of truce, we probably have time still before the end of the game. Yep, that looks good. Now these are just Ming provinces. Once they're caught up, we can convert them for him if he struggles himself. Alrighty, so 89%, surely. He's extremely low enthusiasm, this guy. I think we got the full annexation here, but we're about to find out. Yeah. Whoa, got a lot of money. Take what we can. So that's a lot of overextension, but I think I like that idea, guys. Oh wow, I thought I would have been able to take everything considering that he wants to get out so badly. Alright. Now we've got some business to take care of. Oh, I gave those to Norway from... Interesting, cool. So I don't need to hand those over, I suppose. Alright. Now we have a lot of overextensions, so let's take care of business. I think I like the idea of releasing Poland as the Roman Empire. I actually plan to feed... I thought it was kind of going to be like west and east. Give it to Russia. Kind of. But the Russians did quite a poor job. So, what's more, Liberty Desire and one less Diplo slot. I think that's fine. Could release Denmark. Oh, except he doesn't have much core at all. I wonder what core he does have just there. Interesting. Well, that's a no-go. Either way, where are the poles? They don't seem to be down the bottom. Let's go look around. I read it said they're full annexation, so there he is. Alright. So I've given off what I can to Norway already. And they will be Orthodox. Great. Generating more missionaries there. Very good. And he's not quite happy with us. How dare you? Alright. Now, our overextension is not as bad as it once was. And before we go back to war, which I plan to do very quickly, I'm going to do some granting here from Ming. And hoping that... Oh, he will be overextended. Oh. Oh. That's awkward. I thought he had cored up enough. Oh. Jeez. That's upsetting. God dang it. Flaw in the plan. I want to check. Development 8. Can I give him the 8 development province? Like, is he really that much overextended? So it's LA. There. Yeah, he's really overextended. Okay. That's awkward. So we just have that for now. We'll hand it off later. That's yeah, not part of the plan. What can you do? Russia hates us again. Interesting. We still have a royal marriage with him for now. Alright, well, that was not exactly according to plan, guys, but I think it is time. No rest for the wicked, right? To go to war against Sweden, who has high-level forts. So, let's try... Try to do this quickly, if we can. Make my way over there. But with that being said, guys, I think that's actually going to be an episode. So, yeah, going for the full annexation of whatever remains of Sweden. If some is given to this nation here, Cleves, he's got religious ideas, he's Orthodox, it should be fine. We can help him out with any kind of rebels or anything like that. Whatever remains is obviously going to be fully annexed for ourselves. We can hand provinces off to Norway, reducing the overextension, and I'm sure we'll be fine to fully annex the Swedes this war. So Europe is going to be, for the most part, taken care of after this war. And I mean by that, no more wars, right? I don't think so. And just converting. So yeah, it's getting really interesting. It's going to be reduced down to these pockets within Asia. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.